It is impossible to say how the idea first entered my brain, but once conceived, it haunted me day and night. Object, there was none. Passion, there was none. I think it was his eye. Yes, it was this. Whenever it fell upon me, my blood ran cold, for it was not the man who vexed me, but his evil eye. And so, by degrees, very gradually, I made up my mind to take the life of the man, and thus rid myself of the eye forever. Now this is the point. You fancy me mad. Madmen know nothing. But you should have seen me. You should have seen how wisely I proceeded, with what caution, with what foresight, with what dissimulation I went to work. Never before that night had I felt the extent of my own powers, my judiciousness. To think that there I was, opening the door ever so slowly, and he not even to dream of my secret deeds or thoughts. Death lurked in the shadow, approaching him. There came to my ears a low, dull, quick sound. It was the beating of the man's heart. It increased my fury as the beating of a drum stimulates a soldier into courage. But I kept still. I scarcely breathed. The noise grew louder and louder every minute, and now at the dead hour of night, amid the dreadful silence of that old house, so strange a noise as this excited me to uncontrollable terror. The man's hour had come. For many minutes the heart beat on with a muffled sound. This, however, did not vex me. I placed my hand upon the heart. There was no pulsation. His eye would trouble me no more. If you still think me mad, you will think so no longer when I describe the wise precautions I took for the concealment of the body. I dismembered the corpse. I cut off the head and the arms and the legs. I then took up 3 planks from the flooring of the living room and deposited all between the scantlings. I then replaced the boards so cleverly, so cunningly, that no human eye could have detected anything wrong. Then came a knocking at the street door. I went to open it with a light heart. For what had I now to fear? 2 police officers entered, claiming a shriek had been heard by a neighbor. Suspicion of foul play had aroused. I smiled, for what had I to fear? I bade the gentleman welcome and explained the shriek was my own in a dream. My manner had quickly convinced them. We sat a while and chatted of familiar things, but ere long I felt myself getting pale and wished them gone. A ringing began in my ears. I talked more freely to get rid of the feeling, but it continued until I found the noise was not within my ears. The dull, low, quick sound caused me to gasp for breath, and yet the officers heard it not. The noise steadily increased. Why would they not be gone? Oh God, what could I do? It grew louder, 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 and still the officers chatted pleasantly. Was it possible they heard it not? Almighty God, no, no, they heard! They suspected, they knew! They were making a mockery of my horror. I could bear those hypocritical smiles no longer. I felt I must scream or die, and now again, louder, louder, louder! Villains, I shrieked! Dissemble no more! I admit the deed! Tear up the planks! Here! Here! It is the beating of his hideous heart!